All right, Matt, co-main event, UFC 242.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Coming at us on Saturday from Abu Dhabi in the UAE. And listen, this is a fight between two top level lightweights in the UFC. You've got Edson Barboza. And listen, this is a guy, he's 1-3 in his last 4 fights, and he's still the favorite here, which I don't know if that's surprising or not. I mean, he's just got that kind of aura around him. He's an exciting fighter, a guy that people love to watch. And you look at the level of competition that he's faced. I mean, Khabib Nurmagomedov, a loss. Kevin Lee, you look at those striking totals. It was a one-sided affair for Lee there. He comes back, gets a big win over Dan Hooker.
Beat the brakes off Dan.
And then a first-round knockout loss to Justin Gaethje. For Paul Felder, he's 4-1 in his last 5, and his only loss was when he broke his arm early on in the fight against Mike Perry at 170 pounds. Still went to a split decision. Perry the winner. So, Matt, this is kind of a tough fight to try and pick, but it's one of those ones that, listen, hopefully, unless there's a groin shot or an eye poke, we're going to go home happy with what happens here.
This fight's going to be a stand-up battle from the get-go. I mean, I think the reason Barboza is a favorite is because everyone who you mentioned who beat him has a pretty wrestling-heavy attack other than Justin Gaethje. We know Gaethje could take people down. He just doesn't like to do it. Fair play to Justin Gaethje. But if he fights another striker, he usually ends up messing them up pretty badly. I mean, we all know how good of a striker Dan Hooker is, and that fight really wasn't that long ago. Edson Barboza, that's one of the worst beatings I've seen in MMA in a while. Now, I think Paul Felder is a better striker than Dan Hooker. I think Paul Felder, since him and Edson's first fight, has made much more improvements in their game. Edson pretty much just does the same things. Paul Felder used to be much flashier, I guess, if you will. He used to just throw spinning techniques every other thing, but now he's gotten a lot smarter with it. So I do think Paul Felder's going to win this fight, either by TKO or decision.
Minus 155 for Barboza, plus 135 for Felder. I just see Barboza having a speed advantage here. I know if you do actually look at the stats, they're pretty darn close as far as striking is concerned. Barboza slightly more strikes at 4.01 per 15 minutes and compared to 3.53 for Felder. I know he absorbs a little bit more in Barboza, but I'm going to go with Barboza in this fight. Really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good one.
Don't miss our main event breakdown here. Fight Night Picks, Matt. Let's get into it.